OCG ban list. I have auto-translated this page, and there's already two pretty big spoilers on the screen, but to be fair, I'm not going to pretend like I'm surprised by the Appaloosa ban, because people have been in my chat all day. Josh, did you see Appaloosa got banned? That was like probably half of the chatters today. Half of the first-time chatters today were like, has Josh seen that Appaloosa was banned yet? So no, this is not, I haven't seen any of the rest of the list. But yes, I'm aware Appaloosa has been banned, which is a phenomenal start. And I'm even getting a present alongside it, which is the banning of Paradise Smasher, which is great. Now, of course, I mean, this is the OCG ban list, so ultimately it does not affect the TCG much at all, if anything, you know. But here's the thing. Here's the thing why it does matter. And I've said this in the past, and I'll repeat it though, because I think it's very relevant here. Even though we don't play the OCG, there's two things why I think this is very relevant for even TCG and Master Duel players. The first thing is Master Duel. Master Duel tends to follow the OCG quite closely. Not exactly the same, because I think sometimes they make different decisions, but for the most part, if you look at the two lists, Master Duel and OCG are way closer to each other than TCG. So this is an indicator that it could be happening in Master Duel at some point as well, right? Like they put Maxi to 2 in the OCG, and then a couple of weeks later we got it to 2 in Master Duel as well. So like things like that, especially with big cards like Appaloosa, I think this is an indicator that they finally understand that this card is way too powerful. And I honestly don't see a reason why, if it's banned in the OCG and in TCG, I don't really see a justification to keeping it around in Master Duel for a long time. But yes, the second big thing is card design in general, because when they make cards in the OCG, most of the core sets and deck build packs are being designed with like the OCG format in mind. So like they make and they design archetypes that then we then get in the TCG with like a completely different environment. So in my opinion, the closer these two formats are, the better it is for card design, because you can design cards properly for both games basically, because OCG and TCG at the moment are pretty different games in a lot of aspects. And so when they make a card that is maybe fine in the OCG, it might not be fine in the TCG or vice versa. And that's difficult, right? And so that's a good thing. Appaloosa being banned absolutely needed to happen. Let's be honest. Appaloosa is one of these cards where I genuinely don't think there is people that think Appaloosa should be legal anymore. Like this is something that I feel like it is the coldest take out there, that Appaloosa needs to be banned. Like it just had to happen, and it's just like honestly mind-blowing how long it took the OCG to do this. Paradise Smasher is just it's a floodgate. It's a crazy floodgate, so it should be on the ban. So that's it. And this is the only thing I have seen so far from my chat spoiling me, basically. The rest of this list I don't know, but it starts off pretty good here. We're hitting some bangers right off the bat. Maxi not banned, didn't expect it, but still makes me sad. Okay, well, maybe it's limited. Hey, that's not Maxi, but it is Anti-Spell Fragrance, which is also crazy that it wasn't limited or banned yet, but here we go. Anti-Spell Limited is a good thing. That is so far good changes, OCG. Shout outs. That's good. Okay. Griffin Rider and Goblin are the only other limits. Okay, so no Maxi limit. Sag, big Sag. Wandering Griffin Rider, I think that was banned. And Nightmare Goblin was probably also banned, yes. Can't really say I have an issue with this, to be honest, because Wandering Griffin Rider alongside the full adventure package is pretty much legal in TCG for a while now. And even though I liked that they banned Griffin, I think Griffin was a good ban at the time. Nowadays, probably okay to come off the ban list. Nightmare Goblin, as much as I'm kind of scared of this card, hasn't really done much in Master Duel since its comeback. Has this come back in the TCG? I don't think it has, right? I don't think we have it in TCG. But I feel like the number of times that this has been summoned against me in Master Duel is probably 0. since its comeback. So I can't help but think it's okay, which is crazy. I think I'm just scared because of like what happened in 2018. I'm just scarred basically from back in the day. But I think it's just like 7 years later, card is probably okay. So yeah. The only thing that I'm noticing is like, so far in the banned and limited section, they don't really address any of the meta decks directly, right? It's like, okay, Paradise Smasher for the K9 package and Appaloosa in general, but there isn't really any meta hits here, right? Like no Yummy card, no K9 card directly, no Vanquish Soul card, no Dragon, what's the other one's called? Draco Tail? Like nothing really, right? But okay, I mean, still, this is often the thing. Like, it's kind of the same in the TCG at the moment. Some formats are just fine, except for some very strong generic cards. Like, I think, for example, the best thing you could do in TCG at the moment is hit some of the toxic floodgates, like Protoss or the Feather Storm and so on and so forth. Right? It's just like the decks themselves are not really the problem. Maybe I mean I haven't played OCG that at all. So I'm just following the metagame reports. Maybe the format is fine except for some very individually powerful cards. All right, semi-limits. Sprite Jet was limited. That's crazy. Mass Change 2 was also limited. That's even crazier. Okay, I can't argue with those. Those definitely have to go off the ban list with the quickness. That's crazy that Mass Change 2 and Sprite Jet were still limited when people were doing all the other stuff that they are doing right now. But this confirms, with this being the only semi-limits, this means that they basically haven't done anything to any of the engines in the game right now, right? They haven't hit Yummy, K9, Vanquish Soul, Malice, Draco Tail, all of that. They have no hits to it, which I suppose is fine as long as the generic cards are like, this is the thing. I said the same thing when they limited talents in TCG and Crossout and so on and so forth. Even if the list isn't perfect, these are still changes that are going to be healthy for the game for a long time, right? Like for a very, very long time to come, these cards, the game is going to benefit from these cards being gone. So I guess if you're playing the OCG, I would be very interested to know how you feel about this approach, right? Like how do you feel about them not hitting Yummy and K9 and Vanquish Soul and whatever at all in favor of just hitting some of the generic cards in the format? Do you think this is enough? Do you think the format is good except for those toxic cards? Because if that's the case, then this might be completely fine. I'm not playing the OCG right now. I'm just like, I'm saying this from the TCG perspective. If they did something comparable to this, it would be basically leaving Mitsurugi intact and Malice and just banning a lot of the toxic floodgates, which I think would still be a good list overall, because the TCG is also quite diverse at the moment. And the most annoying thing in the TCG is not really the decks themselves. It's more like Protoss here, Droll and Lockbird there, Feather Storm, D-Barrier, whatever. Like, you know, it's more like that, right? So maybe it's similar in the OCG. Okay, and then Unlimits. Cyberjar, fine. Not going to waste too much time on it. Trident, fine. Not going to waste too much time on it. Absolutely a mystery to me how this card is still banned in the TCG. I think it's crazy. Terror Top, fine. Rescue Ace Airlifter, completely fine. Nightmare Throne, probably fine. I just hate to admit that it's fine because I'm a Yubel hater. You guys know that. I'm not gonna speak positively of this deck. I mean, Apple being gone, I guess, also makes combo decks like this a little bit weaker. It was definitely an Appaloosa deck. Also, the Fiendsmith engine is quite significantly hit in the OCG compared to TCG, so it's probably okay. Fusion Destiny, fine. Big welcome. Labyrinth was on this ban list. Yeah, get it off there with that. That's crazy. Big welcome Labyrinth was at 2. You're telling me they had Big welcome Labyrinth on the same limit level as Maxi? Yeah, they're the same power level of cards. I don't see a difference there. I can't spot a difference in power level between these two cards. That's crazy. Okay, well, no, this is good. This is good. This is a banger list. Once again, I cannot say if any of the meta decks needed to be hit because I'm just like looking at the. I'm looking at the. Let me open the most recent OCG metagame report. It is relatively apparent that at the moment, Vanquish Soul and Yummy are kind of like pulling ahead of the competition. I mean, there's still a lot of diversity here. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of different decks that you can play, but it does seem like Vanquish Soul and Yummy have kind of established themselves as like the best decks in the format. Now, Vanquish Soul does lose Paradise Smasher, which is a pretty good card to lose. I mean, it's probably the most toxic card in the deck. So that's a good riddance. And then Yummy, I guess, just doesn't lose anything at all here. This list that I'm looking at right now, which I don't know how representative it is, how close to the standard it is, but this list loses nothing, 0 cards. Which I guess that could be a critique point to the ban list, that like a deck like Yummy just doesn't lose a single card. But that's basically all the critique points I could potentially have for this, is that like they're getting rid of some pretty toxic overall cards, Appaloosa, Paradise Smasher, so that's good. But yeah, this is nice because it makes me hopeful that we get better interaction with Floodgates soon. And like, yeah, I don't know. I know it's always a stretch when these things happen, but I feel like Appaloosa is just like a big change. It feels like to me that when you don't ban Appaloosa for as long as they haven't done it, right? Like for years where people have been screaming for Appaloosa to be banned and they just haven't done it, for them to do it now, I feel like there must have been some sort of change in mentality about it, right? Like, because why not ban it the list before this one or the list before that? Like something has to have changed because the card hasn't changed. The card hasn't gotten stronger. The card's always been crazy. Like, you know, so I don't know. I like that. I like that because it feels like maybe they looked at TCG. Yeah, maybe that's a valid point. Maybe they were like, let's let the TCG be our test subject. Let's let them ban Appaloosa and see how it goes, and then they saw, oh, people like this a lot, and the format doesn't go crazy because Appaloosa is banned. The format just gets actively better. So yeah, I mean, good list. Makes me hopeful for future Master Duel ban lists as well, because this card needs to go, absolutely needs to go. So yeah, that's cool.